Yeah, let's give a quick shout out to Christina Applegate.
Yeah, bottles on me, long as someone drink it. Never drop the ball, fuck it, y'all thinking. Making sure the young money ship is never sinking. About to set it off in this bitch, Jada Pinkett. I shouldn't have drove, tell me how I'm getting home. You too fine to be laying down in bed alone. I can teach you how to speak my language, Rosetta Stone. I swear this life is like the sweetest thing I've ever known. About to go Thriller, Mike Jackson on these niggas. All I need's a fucking red jacket with some zippers. Super good Smith-O, a package of the swishers. Did it overnight, it couldn't happen any quicker. Y'all know them, well fucking me either. Point the biggest skeptic, gotta make them a believer. It wouldn't be the first time I done it, throwing hundreds when I should be throwing ones. Bitch, I run it. Yeah, I swear I got this shit that make these bitches go insane. So they tell me that they love me, I know better than that. It's just game, it's just what comes with the fame. And I'm ready for that, I'm just saying, but I really can't complain. Everything is kosher, 2 thumbs up, Eva and Roper. I really can't see the end getting any closer, but I'll probably still be the man when everything is over. So I'm riding through the city with my high beams on. Can you see me? Can you see me? Get your vibes in on. Y'all just do not fit the picture, turn your widescreen on. If you think it, I'ma quit before I die, dream on. Many treat me like a legend, am I really this cold? I'm really too young to be feeling this old. It's about time you admit it, who you kidding, man, nobody's ever done it like I did it. Young Money. This what I'ma do till it's over, 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 but it's far from over.
You gotta eat the lettuce. It's just right, just straight up eat the lettuce.
It's true, Dr. Doback. You've been very cold and unsupportive of our dreams.
You wrecked my fucking boat, you goon!
Rec league, I ain't paying a ball. Y'all be string like a broke guitar, and he still put it down like a family dog. Yeah, I murder some, murder one, explain it all. Ferguson, we ain't gotta sing the same old love song. Cut a white girl with the same black gloves on. Yeah, what you saying to it? Old money look, new money don't do it. Make her turn around and they laying like a UA, and I'm only looking back if I'm looking at a booty. What's the rationale? They want to smoke niggas when they black them out, so we acted out. Blue dream by the bouquet till I'm blue face on Tuesday. Can I have some? Hashtag be like with a plus 18 on the e-bike. I said what I felt, no rewrite. Nah, they can't hold me. June, July, drop something. I double dare you, I mark summers. I scorch winners, I burn autumns. Gut niggas, so Kurt Bonner. L Bonner, got a crush on. I gotta wait in line for that. Ain't nobody got time for that. Ain't nobody got a rhyme with that. 2 true lovers, 2 chains. Blue blood, lucky both gangs.
What's up, Flatley?
And then you sit down and you write Dale and Brennan a check for $10,000. Or I'm gonna shove one of those fake hearing devices so far up your ass, you can hear the sound of your small intestine as it produces shit.
6 figures for the whip. No chance, you catch me down bad. P90, aim straight for your head. Calling on my bitch, and she know she at the top of the list. And she put up with her friends, so I tell her throw it back, then I blow it back. Drop it down low, let them know it's like that. Feel like I'm hexed, yeah, that bitch bad. Collar on her neck and her ass real fat. Tell her throw it back, then I blow it back. Drop it down low, let them know it's like that. Feel like I'm hexed, yeah, that bitch bad. Collar on her neck and her ass real fat, yeah. She keep on saying that she never had a nigga like this. Shake it up, still the realest nigga in the mix. Why they always acting like a nigga ain't shit? Talk slick, then we empty out the clip. 6 figures for the whip, bitch. You ain't gon' tell me shit. Stuck to my body, I'm the dog, she the tick. I'm the god pussy, this ain't no motherfucking facade. My niggas comfy at the top, we ain't never took a loss. Demon girls, land chain fangs, got an OnlyFans. Fucking on a succubus, I feel like I'm devil man. Bloody when I'm up in there, harness with a pentagram. How you get a black hole independent, it was in the plan. She's fucked, yeah, same, that's my bitch. Corpse got it tatted in my skin. Autopilot with black matted with the tank. Got a sucking on my dick while we bump trips. Till you throw it back, then I blow it back. Drop it down low, let them know it's like that. Feel like I'm hexed, yeah, that bitch bad. Collar on her neck and her ass real fat. Tell her throw it back, then I blow it back. Drop it down low, let them know it's like that. Feel like I'm hexed, yeah, that bitch bad. Collar on her neck and her ass real fat, yeah.
A bit of a early morning stream. Fuck it. Thought I'd just knock it out. There's a lot going on today. We got Review Tech USA interviewing Anonymous, the man that I'm going to turn gay eventually. We have Xylie's Fireball pre-show. It's spooky season on top of that, like Flatley said. And on top of that, Chaboy will be back on Fireball. But before we go into all of that, we're going to be going over some allegations against a very large YouTuber. Again, these are allegations stated again. We are, until Boyinaband makes his own point against it, he has remained silent. These allegations have come out over a month ago, but the situation has escalated recently with a most recent submission on Reddit. So let me pull the stream up and let's get this shit started. Hey, what's up, boys and girls? How you doing today? It's your boy, me, the guy that dresses like gay YMCA cop. So, this is a very busy day today. Very, very busy day. I kind of want to get a couple announcements out. Again, I will be on Fireball with my partner, Xylie Gets Real. If you can't see us on the cat over there, I got a baton about to beat the ever-living shit out. I think that's Larix. I think that's Larix or Lieutenant Cobra. I'm not too sure. I'm not too sure who I'm beating the shit out of, but I'm beating the shit out of somebody. Fireball is going to be at 8 p.m. today, I think. I'm so bad at time, Salvo. Don't fucking shoot me later. But we're going to be going through the ringer with large creators and small creators alike. Just as a heads up, Mudahar and Dojangles have called out of the show, if you weren't aware. So Mudahar and Dojangles will not be joining us for this Fireball pre-show. I mean, this Fireball show in general. Later on today, Xylie Gets Real will be doing a Fireball pre-show, which I will naturally, because I've been on every Fireball pre-show, I will be naturally annoying the fuck out of Xylie and Floptina for that. So make sure you guys check out Xylie's stream later. Now, by the way, the artist that made this, fucking awesome. Fucking awesome artist. You can see Turkey Tom, Nicholas Diorio, Turkey Tom riding on Nick's shoulders with a fucking shield about to stab Matt Pitt and Young Crip. Another individual that will not be joining is Young Crip Daddy. Unfortunately, I fucking love Young Crip, love to talk to him, but unfortunately he is unable to make it. So Matt has decided to go with, I believe, Vito. So Vito is going to be on. Very, very, very interesting for Vito to be joining. We also have Tomato Man, Spawn Dial. We have Sonic Josh, Jessica Pizzle, Augie Connor, Smaggle Daggle, Doc on the Radio unfortunately had to bow out. We have Dumpy coming on as well. There's Riveter, Dead on Dave, Leon Lush, Paige Christie, Bruce Allen. This is a fucking roster of people this time. A great fucking roster. And I am asking my chat, I am asking the people that watch this VOD throughout the day, please, for fuck's sake, Support me and Xylee. Xylee needs to win this time. She has made it so far every time, and it is bullshit that she has not made it that far. Now, as you can see here, there are brackets, much like basketball brackets almost. I'm going to give you guys a heads up who me and Xylee are going to be going up against. Two people that are known as Trumpist groypers on the internet. Paul, and then Ali Jamal. Paul seems to be the kind of guy that makes documentaries on Nick Fuentes, which is cringe. And then there's also Ali Jamal, who I don't know anything about. But here's the part, guys, that's most important. This is the most important part. And I need you all to commit this to fucking memory if you're gonna come and support me and Xylee. We're gonna win against Paul and Ali Jamal. Don't you fucking worry about that. The thing I want this. Xylee wants this. We want to take on Willie Mack Show and Edwin Generations. I want that battle. I have been super nice to Willie, and it's time to go mask off and fuck up Willie's day. Edwin's a slut. I've talked to Edwin so many times about this. He's a slut. He fucked over Boblax. He's a slut. So, we're just going to put it out there. If you guys support us and give us points for the blood sports in between conversations, because there's extra points for that. Apparently, Ali Jamal is the groyper version of Smaggle Daggle, from what I understand, which I think is absolutely hilarious. That's even a conversation in the first place. But I want this battle against Willie Mack Show and Edwin Generations. I want it. I want it bad. Because Edwin has been going around being like, oh, Boblax is being a victim. Boblax is being a victim. No, bitch. No, bitch. That's not what happened. That's not what happened at all. You little fuck. Edwin straight up cucked Boblax. Straight up cucked Boblax. Jesus. I'm about to say some crazy shit's happening. But that is true. Groyper Smaggle. Groyper Smaggle. That is exactly what he is. Now, I need support here, boys and girls. I need it, and so does Xylee. We beat the Groypers. We make our way to Edwin and fucking Willie goddamn Mack Show. I respect Willie, but he's a mastermind of the game of Fireball to fucking cuck people out of fucking positions. Thank God Tipster took in as Boblax's partner. So Tipster will be joining Fireball this time. So make sure you guys tune into Fireball later. This is my promotion for Fireball. If I didn't like Salvo, I would say go fuck yourself and suck my dick and not say shit. But, you know, Salvo's all right. Now, I was doing a balancing act between two things today. It's either I was going to do a stream dedicated to the Keffels drop that Destiny put in and his entire manifesto of everything going over it. What I realistically want to do is save that for the next stream, because that is a lot of information and I need time to go over it. That was a wild fucking thing that Destiny did in the first place. And to be real, Destiny just cleared his name and kind of put Keffels in a box. So right now, Keffels is going to be put on the back burner for the next stream. I want to make that a little bit more gravitas. You know what I mean? Kind of some extra shit going into that one, because that is something that needs to be discussed, the Keffels situation. But there is another situation that has currently been going like flying under the radar almost in regards to a major creator known as Boyinaband. Now, if you don't know who Boyinaband is, you've definitely seen his fucking face before. Now, the reason you've seen his face before is because he has been in major videos. Some of the largest videos on YouTube in regards to creators, disses. On top of that, you also have the situation where the T-Series PewDiePie thing was happening. He's also in this video. Now you're saying, Chris, what are these allegations? Like, what could a guy who does... what's the word I'm looking for? He does his own rap music. He writes lyrics for other people. He's a ghostwriter. He's an artist. Like, what the hell could have possibly happened? We'll get into that in a minute. So to explain Boyinaband's content a little bit more, his content is realistically him doing songs about things that are a little controversial, plus talking about mental health, school events. One of his most famous songs is called "Don't Come to." What was it again? "Don't Stay in School." There's a lot of songs that were like he would put himself on a pedestal and say these things are bad, and I'm going to talk about why these things are bad, or he's going to talk about mental health, which everyone looked at him as, this really good guy, this guy that was talking about important things. So this guy has been put on a pedestal as one of the nicest guys on the internet / really, really creative rapper, right? So everyone's seen him from the Rice Gum diss track to the congratulations song with PewDiePie against T-Series. There's also a video that he did with Jaden Animations, which she currently has privated. Now, he hasn't been active. The last time he was active was about 2 years ago. And in between that, he's been doing songs for other creators, right? He's just been off the grid. His mental health constantly goes in flux, from what I understand about him. Now, the thing is that you're saying to yourself, Chris, why is this guy important? Well, he has about 3.5 million subs with major connections to other creators. This guy is well fucking connected. And nobody knew about this. This is a side of his life that flew under the radar for so long that nobody knew. None of the larger creators. You can't blame PewDiePie. You can't blame iDubbbz. Can't blame Jaden. They had no idea. Nobody knew. Now, according to the Social Blade, currently sitting as of today. Now, at this moment, he was sitting at 3.8 million subscribers. 3.8 million subscribers, right? That is not something to sneeze at. As of 9/27 of 2022, he lost 10K subs in a short period of time. As of October 1st, yesterday, another 10K subs. And that has been bleeding a daily average of 1,000 subscribers. The weekly average is 7K. In total, over the past 28 days, he has lost 30,000 subscribers. That is a pretty big drop. Now, you're saying that's like a small little drop in the kiddie pool of subscribers that he has. The thing is, though, guys, is this situation is a lot worse than people are kind of putting out there. The situation has evolved, basically. Now, other creators have covered it, like Jalen, who I met here in Buffalo. Other creators have covered this, like Edwin as well. But they're going to cover the same thing I did. But how I look at it and my own personal interpretation is that this individual put themselves on a pedestal. People really cared about them. They were a cornerstone of, like, if there was something that needed to be talked about, he would talk about it or rap about it or do something creative to express his opinion on things, right? We got a problem, though. Let me pull up the correct one. As about a month ago. Now, a month ago, this was posted. A month. Titled, Dave from Boyinaband dated a 17-year-old when he was 23 and continues to hurt people. Now, that is pushing an age gap. That is really pushing an age gap. Now, he lives in the UK. Now, UK law dictates that 17 years old is a legal age of consent. Is that okay? It depends on who you ask. For me, I think it's weird but that's my American point. That's us being Americans thinking that it's weird. An 18 and a 23-year-old isn't that weird to Americans, but a 17 to 23 is weird to us. In the UK, it's legal, but it's still fucking creepy. It's not good. An example is the Craig Beckett situation with Emmy. Nope, I don't want to trigger you, Emmy, if you're in here. I don't mean to bring up another story involving the situation. But an example is like Craig Beckett was almost in his 30s. Emmy was 17. Being a fucking weirdo. So, this situation has kind of flew under the radar, realistically, for an entire month. Not a lot of people looked at it because it came from the subreddit r/teenagers, which is fucking weird that r/teenagers is the one that got this. And I agree, it's weird. I'm not arguing that the 17 to 23 age gap is fucking weird. I agree. But how the UK looks at it is legal. Hey, chef, don't do that. Don't step on that laptop. Don't do that. Hey, you. Silly bitch. Don't step on that laptop. I need it for my new job. Dumb bitch. All right. Let's keep going. So, it starts off with Please Hear Me Out. Dave from Boyinaband, a 17-year-old when he was 23 and continues to hurt people. I used to be a fan of The Oldest Stuff with Dan Bull, contacted him years ago, and we were internet friends for about 1.5 years. So this individual alleged that they've known Boyinaband for about 1.5 years. If you graduated college, why would you want to date someone still in high school, even if it's legal? That is a pretty good point. That is fucking creepy that you would do that. I have no idea who this guy is until the allegations came out against them. You've definitely seen them if you watched any fucking iDubbbz or PewDiePie during the major fucking events for them. That you've definitely seen this motherfucker. He's not like some sort of small fry YouTuber in any context. I used to be a fan of The Oldest Stuff content. So this person is alleging that they've known Boyinaband for 1.5 years until he found shiny new people and discarded me. Since so many people, hold on, let me fucking pull this up for you blind bastards. Let me pull this up. Stop. Shiny new people and discarded me. Since so many people came out publicly years after that they were mistreated and hurt by him, I stopped watching, but I still follow him on his Insta, where he's still active over the years, contacting many of his past friends and exes. He bragged on his old, now deleted blog about dating a 17-year-old when he was 23. I wish there was still an archival link. There might be in the doc that we have after this. He removed this blog, but it is still pretty available by Wayback Machine or any other system which shows archives of the websites. I'll put a link in the screenshot below. Okay, so there is a link. He was a university graduate at the time and a music producer. She was in high school. That is a fucking gross sentence. I hate talking about this shit. I do hate talking about it, but realistically, when people... This is the point of the channel, right, guys? If people uphold themselves as, like, these moral arbiters, or somebody that sits back and goes, well, I'm one of the good guys. Like, I get it. You're trying to... I get what you're trying to do. You're trying to moral grandstand. And that's the situation that happened. That's the situation that happened with Mizkif and everyone, right? They were all moral grandstanding on, like, fucking gambling and what you can and can't say for content, and the internet needs to be nicer and all this bullshit. But then they all got found out to be shitty people. I don't like covering sexual assault shit. I don't like covering it. But when it comes to people that try to morally grandstand and then they are the ones doing shitty stuff behind the scenes, that is where I get pissed off. Let's take a look here. Hypocrite Hunter, what's up, man? Sup, Chris? Hearing about this makes me question everything I currently know, because Dave is my favorite YouTuber next to PewDiePie, Rumir, and congratulations songs together. Yeah, so that's the part. Is that Dave has a lot of fucking connections to larger YouTubers. And to be honest, like, you can't blame PewDiePie. You can't blame Jaden. You can't blame iDubbbz. You can't blame any of the people that collab with him because none of them probably fucking knew. Like, you can't do it. There's no way for you to know. There's no way for you to know. Even as a creator, it's just not possible. But the fact that Dave has been operating under the guise of, well, I'm one of the guys that will talk about the hardest things and say the nicest things and be the nicest guy, and everyone should be nice to each other, or along the lines of, like, I'm going to talk about the hardest things of, like, mental health, but he's the one actively going out there causing issues for younger people and dating them and being malicious. On top of that, there's the aspect of him constantly doing this. Apparently this is habitual behavior from what we understand from these leaks. So let's keep going here. Let's take a look here. He was a university graduate at the time and a music producer, and she was in high school. Moreover, they first started talking when she was 15 and he was 21. You know what's fucked is I kind of read this over before bringing it to you motherfuckers, and still it pisses me off. Oh my God. Yeah, make sure you guys like the stream. Thank you, Neko, for the reminder. That's my OGest mod right there. Neko is an OG. Love you, Neko. Even though you hate the drama streams, you're a good fucking man. 15 to 21. Yeah, no. That's not a good fucking... That's not... No. Fuck no. Because she was a fan of his band. Oh, God, she was a groupie. She was a groupie. And went to his concert. This pattern continued throughout his entire adulthood. He currently be dating multiple, I know of 3, maybe more girls in their early 20s as a 35-year-old man. Wait. That's fucking horrible. In addition, again, those girls are always his fans. Most often poor, naive students in love for whom he is a famous... Wait. For whom he is a hero. He meets them now mostly through Insta DMs. Bro, Instagram is the fucking worst place for creators. Like, literally, every time something comes out, it's always Instagram DMs now. Or Discord. It's either Instagram or Discord. That's some bullshit. Like, straight up bullshit. 1 like equals 1 minute of Chris not being depressed after the drama he has covered so far. Thank you, Neko. That'll actually help my depression. If you like the stream. That's very accurate. Very accurate. It'll cure my depression. Let's take a look here. Let's take a look here. In addition, the hero, please now take into consideration his longtime friendship with Seer. Is that Seer? Cry. A guy who self-admitted cheating on his partner with multiple minors. Is that Seer? Hold on. Hold the fuck on. Hold on. Chill. Oh, nope. Wrong guy. All right. I was like, what? He's friends with him? Bruh. I was like, bruh. A guy who's self-admitted to cheating on his partner with multiple minors. I think about the fact that he dedicated his career to content for children and young adults. What? Okay, so that's a little fucking wild to automatically assume that he dedicated his career to content for children and young adults. I mean, like his music. Like Life is Fun, Don't Stay in School, Coco, Spectrum, everything. Please also note how creepy it is that he monetizes it on this to this day. What? He just monetized the videos, bro. Chill. He's still on Cry's old merch on his Insta, and his merch is seen in many of his vids. He also still monetizing all songs he made with him. Okay, it's kind of weird. Please note that this is coming from a person who is a self-proclaimed male feminist. Oh, God, I fucking hate that sentence. What the fuck is a self... How are you... Okay, listen, I'm gonna bitch slap every person that says, oh, I'm a self-proclaimed male feminist. That is not something that you need to say. Ever. Like, what? Just support... I fucking hate these titles. I hate these titles. The minute I see some fucking shit like that, I get annoyed. I get annoyed almost immediately. Self-proclaimed male feminist. I don't care, bro. I don't care, dude. Like, it just... Just say that you support women. Don't use a fucking title. Like, whatever. All right, let's keep going. That was just annoying. Noted, his stuff with Cry is all old, but I don't know about you, but my friends don't end up to be nor what? Pedos? Just say pedos. Be pedos, nor do I decide to continue monetizing on stuff made with people like that after they admitted to it, especially since the targets of his song were struggling teenagers. He is now a 35-year-old polyamorous man who dates multiple girls that are 10 years younger than him. 10 years younger, so 25. That's not awful. And he's polyamorous. Okay, fine. are all of course his fans and also just young naive girls. Okay, that's kind of weird. That sounds like the Jared Leto thing that's going on right now, like the 30 Seconds to Mars cult that's happening. That kind of sounds a little like the Jared Leto situation. Just a wee bit like the Jared Leto situation. Mostly just students who are obsessed with him. He posts sad Insta stories so that the young girls throw themselves at him and try to help and console him. He told dozens of them that he loves them. Bro, listen. Again, you'll never catch me saying I love you guys. That is a trap. A creator should never say that they love their fans. They respect their fans. They thank their fans. But if I ever go, I love you guys. You're the best. You're all smart. Very, very smart people. Yeah, no. That's how you get in trouble. That's how you end up with dream stands and crazy people. That is not what you do. He even admitted it in Rumi's video 3 to 4 years ago. Afterwards, he gets bored and just ghosts them, looks for new ones, and blames everything on his depression. There are other things that other people noticed, not me, like when after having no contact for more than a decade, thank you for the membership to the Loser Gamers. Genuinely appreciate you, Confused Cabal. We do have 2 things in the membership currently. There will be kind of like membership-only streams, and then on top of that, we also have a couple of videos cut up from different streams that are going to be put in there that are like the best of moments. Let's keep pulling this up. There are other things that other people notice, not me. For more than a decade with his bandmates. Out of the blue, he tweeted that they used to ignore his self-harm, which was a lie, confirmed and confronted by his bandmates on Twitter and Reddit years ago. Didn't you say you love your fans? No. I said that I like my fans. I think they're great people. I don't think I love them. Thank you, Digital, for also another membership to the Loser Gamers. Genuinely appreciate that. Membership-only streams will be coming soon once we hit a number. Membership-only streams. We did one yesterday. It did pretty good. I was really happy with it. We went over the Keffel shit, play a little bit of Cyberpunk. It was a nice time talking to the chat. Let's keep going. Out of the blue, he tweeted that they used to ignore his self-harm, which I did see that. The bandmates on Twitter, I'm pretty sure there's a couple of links around here about that. We'll pull that up eventually. Darren admitted that they talked after and both apologized, but Dave never acknowledged that and left that tweet on his front page for years now, sending his Twitter mob on his past friends who have normal lives. And Dave got thousands of sympathy tweets from young girls that strongly relate to the problem of self-harm, despite the fact that it was all a lie. But Darren and others, of course, don't have such a following, and people just see his tweets and instantly believe it, which is the problem, which large creators can do. If they're in the midst of an argument, right? If like a really large creator does that, and they do something off the cuff and out of anger and tweet it out or do a video or anything, and don't actually analyze the situation, they can inadvertently cause issues to other people. We've already talked about that before with the Ackman situation. You can't control your audience. It's not possible. And trying to hold this creator to the standard of, well, your fans did this, you can't hold a creator to that standard. You can't do it. They need to be careful, obviously, not to potentially incite that, but that doesn't mean that they're actively doing it in a malicious manner. So I need to emphasize that. Let's see here. Sending his Twitter mob, Dave got thousands of sympathy tweets from young girls that strongly relate to the problem of self-harm, despite the fact that it was all a lie. But Darren and others, of course, don't have such a following, and people just see his tweet and instantly believe it. Please, please don't let this info get buried. Please share, especially when young people might be his fans and get hurt, like dozens before them. I have no idea to pronounce this name. I'm just gonna say Sean. I'm just gonna say Sean because I'm mentally disabled. Told us years ago that he dates girls over which he has power. Never equals. Wait, what? Sean told us years ago that he dates girls over which he has power. Never equals, and got so much hate for it. Sean ended up ghosted and discarded by him even when she was hospitalized. And that pattern of ghosting is well-established pattern of his confirmed by Vila, Sean, Dan Bull, That looks like Wawa. Yeah, Wawa members. Wawa is a great fucking gas station. If you hate Wawa, you hate America. Just putting it out there. You must love Wawa. That is a rule and a tantamount of the Kristen Art channel. You must love Wawa. And so many other non-public people. He closes Reddit and comments get removed. YouTube doesn't allow links in comments. I don't have any following on Twitter. I don't know where to put this to stop this pattern. Please, if you are any young people, especially girls who are his fans, warn them, please. Let this be a lesson for all young fans of YouTubers. You can like their content, but you don't know who they are behind the scenes, and you could step into something horrible. We think and talk about our depression when somebody is sad all the time, or I'm not going to say that word. We never talk about the ugly parts of it, of how people like that can be sometimes manipulative, abusive, and can hurt people. And the voices of those they hurt along the way also need to be heard, and this pattern of behavior needs to stop. Over the years, so many people tried to show us red flags, as mentioned above, but nobody listened because of how large their following is. But if I can stop just one girl from ending up hurt, I'll sleep better at night. Please do the same. Thank you for listening. Proof is shown below. So let's pull up the Imgur link. Now, this Imgur link states screenshots of her being 17, stating that they're in a relationship on her blog, designed and signed by him. So we have the Imgur link pulled up, or the link can die. Wrong link. I am brain dead. Let's pull this up. Bruh! The fuck? What is this? I checked these links if they worked earlier, and now they're being dumb. I can't even move it. I can't even move it. Get app, get app, get app. I don't want the app. I don't want the app. I've done this before. Why is this a problem? What the fuck? Why is this being gay? Okay, there we go. Now that makes sense. All right, let's pull up this link. Okay, that's the same link. Got it. Stupid. If you're zoomed in, Imgur doesn't work. That doesn't make any sense. Okay. Okay, good. So this is the 17-year-old in question that Boyinaband was apparently all weird with. Hi, I'm Rachel. I'm 17 and I'm not saying where in the UK. I just have finished my first year of sixth form at college. Okay. My boyfriend has a website called www.boyinaband.com for around 2 years now, where he makes music tutorials. Ever since I've known him, he's always encouraged me to make one of my own, so I decided I would. So it does show that they were in a relationship, and she even links Boyinaband's fucking internet his fucking link, his hyperlink to his website. That's a little sussy wussy, little sus. All right, let's take a look here. He's currently 35, born in 1987. Oh my god. Name/link of his old deleted blog, davidpaulbrown.com. Deleted, but can still be seen by the Wayback Machine. Okay, so let's pull up the Wayback Machine. Okay, that doesn't help. Are you fucking... I checked these links. Why aren't they working now? Why aren't these links working? All right, let's pull the... There we go. Boyinaband.com. 2022. Actually, 2012. Let's pull this shit up. Let's click on a random one. Snapshot. Let's see if this link is real. Because he's the bite of 87. True. Okay. So these links are accurate. Dubstep lyrics, making bases from text. Merry Christmas. Okay, so this is an active that was an active blog by Boyinaband. So that is his website. You can even see the dubstep tutorials. Interesting how it was dead in 2016. That's actually true. I didn't even think about that. Let's try something real quick. Let's play some Wayback Machine game. 2016 died. 2018 picked up traffic again. Let's hit 2017, actually. Let's go to 2017 and see what was going on then. Let's see what was going on then. So these are random snapshots taken from the fucking, from the website. Let's see what's going on in 2017 at the time. Or the link can be dog shit. Fuck you. Okay, fine. I was just a little curious. All right. Songs made with Cryo and available and monetized until this day. Spectrum and Limelight Plus still monetize videos in which he uses those songs and or Cry's merch is visible in the background. Over 10 videos. His tweets still on his front page where he lied to get sympathy about his bandmates, sent his Twitter mob and his past bandmates. Imgur. This was back in December 31st of 2020, so only 2 years ago. I literally just remembered I used to SH, I'm just going to say SH for the algorithm, like every night for years while listening to painfully loud music. I think I blanked it out. Fuck. They let me play it live several times and they mocked me after. I felt so fucking embarrassed and emasculated and lonely. I think I don't want to wear ear protection during the hundreds of live performances because I wanted to hurt myself. Music hurt. So did the volume. I want to go somewhere with bad internet and good friends. Okay. Let's take a look at this. Reddit post where Darren, the original member of his old band, explaining that he tweeted that after 13 years of no contact that he did not know about his problems and both apologized, something Boyinaband never said, and left that tweet up for his bandmates to be buried for 2 years. Let's take a look at this. So Darren didn't know that Dave's self-harm was real until Dave talked to the guy's girlfriend about it. After finding out, did he say, sorry, Dave, we didn't know you were going through that? Or did he react like he's reacting now, the way that Dave reacted then? AKA, Dave's just doing it for sympathy. He was just an asshole. It doesn't sound like he knew anything about depression. Also saying that he could ruin Dave if he told people certain things about him wasn't what nice people do. Hold on. I was just making sure I wasn't getting a phone call. Also saying he could ruin Dave's life. Nice people to do. Either say what awful thing Dave did so that it can be disputed or confirmed, or don't say anything. Leaving it in the air just makes people's imaginations run wild. Darren didn't say that to be nice. He said it to cause drama. Sorry, I'm not going to believe Dave's version until proven otherwise. I found out years later, long after Dave and I lost contact. So this is the individual that was a part of Dave's band at one point, right here. Chuck. We didn't speak for nearly 13 years. Yeah, no, I get you, Devil. Depression is hard. It is hard to define because there's many forms of it. Like I've had it, gotten out of it, fallen back in it. Everyone has varying degrees of depression and severity of depression, right? So the thing is, in regards to the Boyinaband thing, we're putting it in an isolated case, right? Where Dave Boyinaband said that his own friends and his own bandmates used to make fun of him. And Darren was the bassist. Now they're literally saying that during this time frame, Dave was being bullied by his bandmates for his depression and self-harm. That is not the case per one of the bandmates. They didn't know. They didn't know the whole time. Now, understandably is that you can say, well, it's the depression and he said that off the cuff. But then the problem is that Boyinaband will turn around and say things and statements and videos being like, you can't let your depression get to you. You can't let your depression push people away from you. But then he will actively do those things. I understand that it's difficult to nail down, but it shows some bullshit. I smell some bullshit on that. Is the newest Keemstar show already recorded? We're working on it. Relax. It can be sporadic and or chronic as well. Yes, I understand, Devil. I know what it's like from personal experience. I have severe anxiety that caused it. Yeah, no, I get it. I found out years later, 13 years, both of us took responsibility for not being great to each other back then and both apologized. They both apologized in public. I can also confirm he wasn't being bullied during that time also. Perfect. That's good to know. We cleared the air. No more drama. Thanks. That's good to know. Sounds like everyone grew up. The problem is again, those tweets are still apparently active on Boyinaband's Twitter page. So technically, nobody really grew up. Let's take a look here. Oh, God, Hannah. I said that drunk. Reddit post with Darren, original member of Boyinaband, explaining why he apologized. No contact. Bullied. The bravest one of his exes. Yeah, no, we're working on it. It's gonna get worked. We're putting together something for you guys. Don't you worry. Salvo's currently ratioing the fuck out of Ethan Klein right now. So let's take a look here. The bravest one of his exes who spoke up how she was discarded. Shown video dissing my ex. Let's take a look at this video. Oh, what? The video isn't available? Bruh. I guess she deleted it. Dan Bulls exampling how he was discarded and ghosted when Boyinaband found bigger YouTubers, which also happened with several of his friends and girlfriends who want to stay anonymous, but also by both squads of whatever the band name is, was confirmed by Darren above, an other individual in the interview with Evan Wittenauer. Let's see this one. What the fuck? Everyone's deleting their videos. That's not a good sign, bro. That's not a good sign. That's not a good sign. Just got here. Don't know the context. Boyinaband, big YouTuber, 3 million subs, shitty to people. Easy. Moreover, it was confirmed by himself. Not to be calling cops black, though. Can just be like him at times. Though I at least admit it. Yeah, no, Devil, I get you. I get where you're coming from. Let's take a look here. Moreover, it was confirmed by himself. Instagram stories with questions. Is it normal to lose that many friends? And in his vids, he's confirmed that he ghosted both Vila and Emma. You could just find it on YouTube yourself. There are at least 40 Instagram stories of his where he's fishing for sympathy and contact screenshot it, reposting on Instagram with hashtag Boyinaband on his fan pages. In regards to his current multiple young girlfriends, I don't want to share their names unless absolutely necessary. I want them to remain anonymous and safe. I think there is enough proof of terrible patterns of behavior that is not needed. Does the Wayback Machine at least archive the existence of these videos? Let's take. The thing is that I don't have the full link. That's the only problem here. Like, there's no full link. Let me try this. Let's play around with it and see if we can make it work. Mistyped Wayback Machine. Yeah, I think it just does snapshots. Let's pull it up. Yeah, there's not much. There's evidence of like certain aspects, but the videos all in question are completely out the window. So these are the allegations presented against Boyinaband. Let's see here. Error occurred. Playback not working. Yep. Kind of guessed that much. So let's keep going. So this individual is alleging that Dave was talking to a 15-year-old at a time, has been polyamorous with multiple women, has lied about multiple bouts of depression. Search for... All right, let's take a look then. Multiple allegations are faced against Boyinaband. Now, again, none of this can be proven at the current moment. Dissing my ex. Oh, shit. There it is.
Poor people, we're just...
Holy shit. All right, so the video does exist. All right, let's see what's going on with this.
here to party. You won't hold my interest unless you're followed by an army. Are you sitting comfortably? Here comes a story from...
Why does she look like Boyinaband? Hold on. Chill. Why does she look like Boyinaband? Bruh. fuck, I shouldn't laugh at that. I shouldn't laugh at that. But she kind of does look like him. That's, she looks like discount Mia Khalifa. Bruh.
From behind the scenes, hey babe, guess who I've got a collab with? The biggest, or is it the second biggest channel on the planet? Oh, okay, well I don't know what to say. I want to tell you to stop, but I guess it's not my place. So baby doll, I don't wanna make you sad, but platforming the alt-right is really, really bad, and thanks for your opinion.
Alt-right, wait. Who's she talking about? Platforming the alt-right? Hold up. What? Somebody give me context on that. Somebody give me context. Platforming the alt-right. What year was that? 2019? Platforming the alt-right. Somebody figure that out for me. Is she talking about PewDiePie? Because then this girl is absolutely deranged. Who's alt-right? I don't know where that's coming from. The collab with PewDiePie? Bruh, this lady's crazy. PewDiePie, a member of the alt-right? These people are fucking retards. It was with John Swan. Alright. This is retarded. That's fucking... That diss? The alt-right. PewDiePie, the alt-right. Yeah, okay. I'm sorry. I'm focusing too much on that. I'm not focusing on the Boyinaband thing. I'm gonna move past the most dumb shit thing I've ever heard about. I hate that. That whole alt-right thing about PewDiePie is the dumbest shit I've ever heard in my entire life.
End of conversation. And after that you were even more mysteriously silent. In the endless void, you've got me questioning. Is it right for me to think you should care about what I think? Never normally would doubt it, but here...
The thing, listen. It's gonna sound fucked because I'm talking about allegations against him. I'm gonna defend Boyinaband on this one. She got mad that he's gonna collab with PewDiePie, calls him a member of the alt-right on the phone call, allegedly. I don't know exactly what it was, or if it was just for the word scheme. And then starts to go, well, Boyinaband goes, dude, what? Whatever. Huh? How do you... What?
What was I expecting? You're a rich, successful white guy, and I'm this thing. Only speak to
Okay.
me when I will see you as a savior. Express intense emotion, then completely disappear. Seems I miss you go for friends with power, never partners, but say you're a feminist for the camera tonight.
Okay, so she seems like, this seems like a very classic SJ. This seems like a very classic, how do I explain? Wait, isn't that where PewDiePie shot one of his songs, the Bitch Lasagna song? What? She used the same backdrop of Bitch Lasagna. Bro, all right, I need to focus on... I'm not here to make fun of somebody who's alleging things against Boyinaband. I gotta move past that. Gotta move past that.
I might be like, not listen to, too strong. I'm told I'm wrong, dismiss my view. Can you walk a mile when your feet don't fit my shoes? So what can I do? What can I do? They thought you were doing something that you shouldn't, so you actually did. Was there meant to be a point there? It didn't really hit. Don't want to toe the line, just poke it. That way nobody will notice. But make sure you're not too careless. Seal the deal with self-awareness. Anything you say is okay if you acknowledge it is wrong.
Why is she dressing like Boyinaband? This is so... I know she's doing this for a thing. I know she's doing this for, like, aesthetic and to be like, making fun of him. I get it. She's exposing him. Chris, it's cringe. It's cringe. The whole song is cringe. Her calling PewDiePie, member of the alt-right, is cringe. But that does not mean that you need to discredit what she is alleging.
Well, it only ever works if you do it in the song. Should every comedy show come with a joke explaining leaflet? The context should be obvious without reading the small print. You said you wanted to help as many people as possible.
What was that?
You said you...
hold on. What was that? There was something in there. There was something in that frame.
Leaflet, the context should be obvious without reading the small print.
If I make a separate video saying that I know it's not okay, then that makes it okay, which definitely makes sense. Okay.
You said you wanted to help as many people as possible. Now you're focused on the many, and the help is kind of tailed off. It's already disgusting with the undertone you go for, and the bench up hero thing, well, that's just casually glossed over.
I knew it! She called PewDiePie a member of the alt-right! Bruh. Alright. For the dipshits that watch this VOD later, if you think PewDiePie is a member of the alt-right, you're dumb as fuck. And you read way too much of the Wall Street Journal.
So great.
So we agree that the Reddit post is BS. There's still some other evidence that might counteract that. I think that her being pissy at Boyinaband for not paying attention to her, ghosting her, those are important points. But her coming after PewDiePie is dumb as fuck.
In the end, you did defend.
You need to isolate it. If it's cringe, sure, it's cringe. It's cringe. And maybe there's portions of it that are a little overzealous, and I agree with that. But there are still points in it that might have kernels of truth. We don't know. That's why it's called allegations, people. I'm not definitively saying Boyinaband did these things. I'm saying that the Reddit post is alleging some creepy ass shit. But this is wow.
I was kind of hoping you would take a stand against it. Oh, wait, that wouldn't bring you any benefit. I forgot the new you just doesn't give a shit. Wish I could condense my life experience down into a form that you could easily digest. But even then, I think that I'd be met with some resistance. Cause really understanding me just isn't in your interest. Difficult to dismiss, for I'm an SJW robot. Analyze the problem, illustrate it in a flow chart. There's logic to my reason.
Video is just to show a pattern of behavior over time. Okay, then she didn't have to add PewDiePie as a member of the alt-right. I'm sorry that I'm laughing at that because it's fucking stupid.
When we talk, you can't defeat the
I don't think right, the Reddit post. I thought the post was talking about her. It is talking about her. This is a video of her talking about Boyinaband and showing a pattern of behavior.
Oh, I see why you're avoiding me and blaming it on depression. In the time you were here, I've been hospitalized. Are you seriously saying you can stop, say hi? You're off recording music bits but can't send any messages? Or maybe you could see the incongruity that's having your eyes on that prize while your dick's in me. It's pretty clear you didn't want my opinion, and Indian queers would be very inconvenient. At worst, this hurts minorities. At best, it's just pointless. You used to be different, now you're just a disappointment. I'm not saying social justice should be what every creator does. If you want to just be stupid, I guess that's fair enough. All I'm asking you is not to make things worse, cause you're standing at the side watching us get hurt.
Is she trying to correlate the situation of the T-Series video being against Indian what? Oh my god.
The friends who are depressed, it doesn't seem to make them dicks. No wonder you
I'm doing as well as I can, dude.
lose interest when nothing matters but the clicks. The red flags were there.
That's what we're going over, digital. I don't know why you're assuming what I'm doing.
Yet I couldn't quite accept it. Not you who I had cared for, trusted and respected. What's the final goal in your personal progression? He who wants the world and is making it a worse one. No state that you could be and mitigates how you've been acting. Or loss increased your millions. Did it even make you happy? Too nice, I might be like not listened to. Too strong, I'm told I'm wrong. Dismiss my view. Can you walk a mile when your feet don't fit my shoes? So what can I do? What can
Thank you for the $5 super chat. Hope I'm doing well. Again, I'm doing as well as I can.
I do? You've been obsessing too long. Can't think of a song by anything but its numbers. You've got your own personal car system, and I know just where I sit there. Right down at the bottom to you, I'm less than no one. Knew you wanted to be hated still. Didn't realize that you meant me, David.
Some weird ass shit. I'll be real. But she's trying to show a pattern of behavior of him ghosting people, not listening to her, all that shit. The PewDiePie stuff was overly fucking cringe. Like, in every context. And that was stupid. There was no other point to add that. I don't understand that point. I'll be honest. Let me take a look here. Dissing X. Pro Jared incident. I feel... edited. We should do a cringe core rap. That's true break. Probably not. Let's take a look here. I'm trying to get this video. This is what I want. But it showed that this video is no longer valid. Let me try this. Yeah, it isn't public anymore. Let's take a look here. So there's that aspect. All right. That was overly cringe. That was overly cringe. I understood why she was doing it, to like build a narrative of like a pattern of behavior and all this shit, but like the fact that she called PewDiePie a member of the alt-right and saying that they were making a song about T-Series and blah blah blah, that was absolute fucking horrid shit. I hated that entire song. I hated that entire song. That was horrible. That was literally the worst fucking song ever. I was listening, but also laughing because it was fucking terrible. All right, let's pull this up. Boyinaband diss track, PewDiePie parody, Dan Bull.
Boyinaband! It's your big day! Incredible job!
Oh my god, all these people just made diss tracks. Nobody could just make a comprehensive fucking video. Everyone just has to do fucking diss tracks. I forgot this was like at the height of diss tracks, where that shit was so cringe. The only diss tracks that were good were Congratulations and Bitch Lasagna. And if you disagree with me, and the one against Rice Gum. Accuses, all right, $5 super chat. Thank you, Devil. Accuses PewDiePie of being a member of the alt-right, but here's an itch with all bark, no bite. Nice.
I know we had our differences, but today, I just want to tell you. Hey, congratulations, it's a celebration. Party all day, I know you've been waiting. Hey, congratulations, it's a celebration. With the
Dude, I fucking hate diss tracks. I hate them. I have to somehow navigate what the fuck your point is in a goddamn song. These are used as points of allegations against the man.
Chorus at the start to real people straighten. Dear David, big congratulations. You're raising the game with these big collaborations. Seriously, David, big congratulations for the trail you're blazing for Midland rap creatives, especially the ones like you and me with DB names and pasty faces. Since DB gave you risen up like pastry in a spaceship, I have been spectating your rise to success with a strange combination of pride and distress. On the one hand, it's amazing, my mate is elevating, but on the other hand, I feel like I'm still waiting. And on the other hand, it's so frustrating that I can't even count the number of hands. It's embarrassing. I knew that rhyme had sinking well with you. You saw me force it, just like how you foresaw me saying a tap is called a faucet. We used.
These diss tracks are so fucking shit. Oh my god. Is there any relevant information in any of this?
To a microwave meal for one. What a rubbish cooking show. I know I suck at choruses. Let's look how low this hook can go. Congratulations, it's a celebration. Hey David, what you think of my roomie impersonation? I can't make a hit track, so I made a miss track. I miss my mates, I wish we could bring our friendship back. Hey, it's time for wild celebration and mild inebriation, by which I mean some English tea and mindful meditation. You and Pewds and Roomy have produced a perfect pop song. Catchy tune, half happy, gloomy humor versus not wrong. Not too complex, not too racist, except maybe in some places.
What? Not so racist in some places. The more I look into this, it's just getting these people that made these diss tracks on them. I get it. They're trying to show a pattern of behavior. But like, I feel like the Reddit posts have more information than these fucking diss tracks. Like that's the thing I'm struggling to like mentally grasp here. Is like, why the fuck are these diss tracks like so fucking important? It just seems like they're just saying, oh, you don't talk to me anymore. Oh, you were a bad boyfriend. Okay.
Let's wait and see what the mainstream media lets you get away with. You made some of my favorite sounds, but I wanna just say this now. Although on a global stage, you're Boyinaband to me and David Brown. I know I suck at choruses. Let's see how low this hook can go. Sorry, no, I can't keep up this flow. It's far too fucking slow. So let's run it up again and turn it down. Oh yes, I'm kind of enjoying this.
Why do the UK YouTubers always have some stupid shit going on? Ugh! Why? I don't. Why? Why is it always this way? Like, why? Why is this? Why is it this way? Like, realistically, I don't understand. This is ridiculous. This is so fucking ridiculous. Every time a UK YouTuber gets into some bullshit, this happens. Every single time a UK YouTuber gets into some bullshit, there's just random shit that happens.
But even trying to rap and give it time to matter rapid speed, I'm like in the back of which might be pointless. I've only met 2 lyricists that can really twist language as tight as I can, and that's my arch nemesis, the Stupendium and Boyinaband. I've only met a few people who equal my level of irony, and that's you, David, isn't it? You and I and me. We had a thing for forced rhyme, a vlog called Into Course Time, a gaming channel.
Hold on. I'm so confused. Dan Bull's exampling of how he was discarded and ghosted when Boyinaband found bigger YouTubers. Okay, so that's the point.
No, I neglected, which I think's a sure sign. I'd never parallel your forceful fortitude or foresight. I'd always be the frickin' Jim Davidson to your foresight. You seized every opportunity that I wasn't prepared to, and capitalized on every potential link it led to. I watched you get on stage and win the crowd while I was scared to. You helped me with my head, I only helped you with your head.
It just seems like he's salty. Like this song comes across that he's just, it just seems salty. Like, this is the thing about diss tracks. Like, instead, like, if you're gonna criticize someone, don't do it in a fucking song if it's going to be about somebody in the context of something serious. Like, because it just comes across that you're salty. That you're salty that your friend got famous and he's collabing with bigger people. I understand that you feel bad that you lost your friendship with them. Like, that's the point that I'm not really, like, putting 2 and 2 together. It's just not making sense to me.
Been cut and doesn't grow. I know I suck at social stuff like a sucker hooks, but I love you, bro. Congratulations, it's a celebration. I'm too scared of repercussions to make fun of Asians. This isn't a diss track, it's more of a miss track. I can't diss you, David, I'm afraid of how you hit it back. We both know how to twist.
So there's that aspect where they keep saying that he's done, like, racially motivated things. Like, I can't say things about Asians. What was the other line? We both know how to twist facts. Okay, that's an interesting one. Honestly, who gives a fuck about government corruption?
Even when saying piss facts, we stop communicating, and I've been feeling vacant. Maybe this correlation does equal a causation. We used to be the best friends, team up on League of Legends. Okay. I was sitting you behind.
See, now we're getting into the fucking part that I'm trying to figure out what's going on here.
Think of it together, we could reach the heavens. But despite our fancy vocals, we both can be antisocial. We went from speaking daily to maybe an annual phone call. Dave and Daniel's Bond is like a gaming channel gone. That's why I made this brand new song. I wanna say that I was wrong about you. Yes, I got distracted by what you're distracted. I thought I was gonna diss Rice with eye-dubs, but I got subtracted. Next thing I knew, it was you and what you subtracted. I thought I was gonna diss Rice with eye-dubs, but I got subtracted. Next thing I knew, it was...
Oh. Okay, so apparently Dan is alleging that he was supposed to be a part of the original diss track on Rice Gum, but Boyinaband ghosted him and did it with Ian anyways. Okay.
I used to boast that I was bigger than most. Now you're clearly bigger than me. You said that I didn't take any risks, just relaxed in making game raps. Well, I listened to your criticisms and came to the decision to bring that flame back. We met in Berlin last year in the summer. Was good to catch up, but was really a bummer. We agreed we'd see each other soon, but I knew we would do it from the feel of my stomach. I messaged you on WhatsApp, maybe you can talk back. If I'm honest, I don't care if I come across as a twat. Cause if I'm honest, then I come across as a twat. Well then honestly, then I'm obviously a twat. A twat that's asking awkwardly. Open up and share your thoughts with me. Don't make me forcefully break into your place and you talk to me.
Wait. Okay, bro. This is... No more of that. It's basically what he's trying to say. It's a pattern of behavior that... The Reddit thread's basically showing, oh, well, Dan... Like, Dave does this all the time where he brings people into his life and then pushes them out when he starts to get more famous. But then all these people in these diss tracks are saying that Dave's, like, saying racially motivated stuff or working with, like, a member of the alt-right and, like, the Asian comments and the Indian comments. These tracks are all over the place because I know the timeline of PewDiePie pretty fucking well. And the single situation is absolutely ridiculous. Digital. You gonna keep complaining or are you just gonna go through it? So this is another Reddit post that was just posted 25 days ago. So this is an updated Reddit post to the other one based in the Boyinaband subreddit. So this one is the most updated breakdown of the situation involving Dave. The first one was on the teenagers one. We're going through a timeline here. We're going over all of the allegation aspects where apparently he ghosts his friends, allegedly, from what everyone's saying. There's a situation with him talking to a 15-year-old when he's 21. There's also the situation in regards to him being weird with multiple fans. That stuff was the first part of this. Now we have the most recent relevant information. So let's go over that and take a look at that a little bit more in depth and go over with a fine-tooth comb. Dave from Boyinaband, over a decade of abuse underneath almost perfect public persona. Dear fans of Dave from Boyinaband. Now, mind you, again, this is on the Reddit for Boyinaband. Hasn't been deleted. First of all, thank you for your time and understanding. We want you to know what we intended and tried to handle this as privately and as quietly as possible. Some time ago, a group of his ex-partners wrote a letter to his family in hopes of stopping the outgoing pattern of abuse. Below, you can read that letter. We know there were more victims of his in the past, and if you are one of them, we didn't find you before, message us. All we want to do is to tell you that you're not alone and that none of it was your fault. Thank you. Dear Brown family, friends, and fans of David from Boyinaband, we apologize for contacting you this way. We are a group of girls who knew and dated David in real life for, depending on the person, 1 to 6 years. Some of us met some of you personally. We know you love David and want to see him as a good person and a role model. We were also the people who once loved and cared about him deeply. We understand that you want to see him happy. Still, decades of enabling his abusive behavior have led to many horrific and dangerous situations that include years of lies, manipulations, and emotional, financial, physical, and even sexual abuse of many girls. Now, again, this situation is all allegations. We're just going over these allegations because this is literally shot up to the situation here. Let's pull this up. As you know, David is now a 35-year-old polyamorous man who gives a fuck about the polyamorous part. If he wants to have 10 fucking women all at the same time, who gives a shit? With over a decade of provable history of dating girls much younger than him, are they under the age of 18? He said that there was a girl that he met when he was 21 to 22, and she was 15 at the time, started dating at 17. Yes, fucking creepy if that is the case. including his highly gullible, obsessive young fans. As you know, he once dated Rachel, who was 17 when he was 23. Rachel was a fan of his band and fell in love with him when she was just 15 years old. David ended up hitting her up and telling that to at least 2 of his future girlfriends, which can also prove. Let us add that this relationship in many countries would be considered as pedophilia. Okay. Let's take a look here. There are 2 videos on his channel that include 17-year-old Rachel. In one, he brags about waking up next to her. In the second, he makes her sing a song of the following lyrics: "Take me without my consent." Edgy fucking lyric. Edgy lyric, but doesn't show a pattern of abuse from that. He has a pattern of preying on his young fans after they admire him and write to him on his social media. He starts to date them. Then he tells them how much he loves them, that they are replaceable, and finally discards them for new ones as soon as they disagree or refuse to do what he wants. Mods, the sex bots are here. Let's see. Most of these encounters include him renting an Airbnb to be with those girls for a few weeks, then discarding them. We know this is difficult for you to read, but it needs to be said. He also has a provable porn addiction that includes him being attracted to preteen girls, women who dress like they look like children, abusive porn, and assaults. He's a hebephile. What the fuck? It's sickening, especially considering that he dedicates his career to helping struggling young people and ended up harming many of them. Many of his past patterns ended up in years of therapy due to the trauma caused by David. He has a pattern of dating and sleeping with a specific group of girls younger. Most of his recent girlfriends were 10 or more years younger than him, over whom he has power and control and who are never his equals. We mean by that is young, poor girls, often students. This literally sounds like, this section sounds exactly like the situation with the teenager part. I mean, the r/teenagers. Let's see. Here's more parts here. He exclusively chooses girls with a vast gap in money and influence so he can manipulate and mold them. Most of them were too scared to speak out due to this reason. His preferences also include a physical superiority over his partners. It's all right. I don't mind keeping the chat open. I don't give a fuck. I want people to talk in discourse. And if the bots come in, the mods handle them. Looking very young, pre-adolescent, usually very skinny. If not, he encourages them to lose weight, calling them lazy and disgusting. I need proof of that. Show me proof. That's from a man who made a song with Jaden Animations to help girls with anorexia. He coerced multiple young girls into being polyamorous. Even if it was something they had never considered before him, he advertises it as a superior way of living, which is highly inappropriate, if not abusive. If he's polyamorous and he says, "Hey, do you want to be polyamorous with me?" and they go, "No," he should respect that. But if there's evidence stating that he was pushing them into it without with them constantly saying no, that's a completely different situation. You have to be a little bit more cohesive in that kind of allegations. When girls want to leave, he either blocks them before they can confront him or uses his depression and, I'm not going to say that word, as cards to force them to stay until he gets bored of them. He uses his depression to control girls by justifying why he treats them like garbage or playing the victim card. He refuses to take any personal responsibility and accountability for how cruel, vindictive, callous, hurtful, and abusive he is. If you ever wonder why years of therapy never really helped him, it's because he cannot face who he really is, and he is unable to take ownership of the things he did, painting himself in bright light in front of his therapist. Over the last few years, he repeatedly mixes medications, okay? He used, abused, and left so many girls that he could at this point. Write an alphabet from the first letters of their names. Please remember, he advertises himself as a male feminist to the entire world, which in reality, he is an abuser of multiple young girls. He acts similarly with his friends, treating them badly as replaceable, lying about them to make himself look good or to get what he wants. I need to see screenshots or something. These Reddit posts, the more and more you read down them, The 15 to 21-year-old thing, again, no significant proof, but it does show that they were boyfriend and girlfriend, 2 years, connected to the website. Him being 21, her being 15, not a good fucking look in any context. Everything else is starting to sound like fucking white, like ridiculous. Yeah, it's a little ridiculous. Male feminist in the entire world, while in reality is abuser of multiple young girls. He acts similarly with his friends, treating them badly as replaceable, lying about them to make himself look good or to get what he wants. For example, when after having no contact for more than a decade with his bandmates, out of the blue, he tweets that they used to ignore his self-harm, which was a lie. We already went over that part. Again, we are sorry you had to read this. We are not haters, not witch hunters. You're kind of coming across that way the more and more I look up in this shit. And not strangers. We don't want anything. We're not interested in being associated with him in any way. All we want to do is to warn his young fans about what can happen to them. Like you, we used to care about him, but he has to be stopped. Ours and yours enabling of his has to stop. He needs to face himself and meet responsibility for the people he hurt before even more girls get severely damaged, which they will then carry for the rest of their lives. Depression cannot be used as an excuse to treat people this way. Below, you'll find every bit of proof of how he treated people, confirmed, proven by multiple ex-girlfriends and friends he has hurt and replaced over the years. I swear to God, if it's the diss tracks again, I'm going to lose my fucking mind. We will know that you care about the persona he made for himself on the internet. Let's take a look at this, especially with a young audience. We started as 5 girls now, and we're in the double digits. Rachel singing Take Me Without My Consent. Okay, there are 2 fucking links here. Huh? What is this? Okay. Dave from Boyinaband DMs. Wow, these are long. Holy shit. All right. We're going over them. Dude, Imgur is such a shitty fucking website. Let's take a look here. I'm so glad to see he's being talked about publicly. He's abusive and dehumanizing to many of the women he dates. He dates younger women for sexual boundaries. What he's become made me sick. Wait a minute. Is this just them talking about Boyinaband? Wait, what? Yeah, these aren't his DMs in any context. These are the DMs between the girls. Like, literally just a conversation between the girls. Where is any sort of evidence of any of that? 52 more images. Holy shit. I'm not discrediting what the girls are doing here. What proof would I like? I would like actual DM conversations with Boyinaband talking about the situations they're bringing up. That's the proof that would be necessary to show that Boyinaband actually did coerce these girls to being polyamorous. That there are DMs showing that Boyinaband was terrible to people. I understand the Twitter post that was kind of shitty of him to bring up later on. Then on top of that, I understand him ghosting. I understand the situation where the 15 to 21-year-old time frame, or 15 to 23, where she shows for 2 years I've been with my boyfriend and shows his link, which I am not letting go of that. That's fucking creepy. So everything else, though, unless there's actual fucking evidence, like DM evidence or any sort of video evidence of that shit of him, not these stupid fucking diss tracks, that one of them just looked like he was a little fucking salty that his friend got bigger, and the other one was just upset that her boyfriend was like, I'm gonna be working with PewDiePie, and then she in the song calls him a member of the alt-right. Where's the phone call? Where's the text? Where's anything? I'm trying to understand what this Reddit thread is looking to accomplish, because yes, there are shitty things Boyinaband has done. I will agree to you on a lot of those things. Not a lot. Let me take that back. Yes, he's done shitty shit. He's done shitty stuff. The 15 to 23-year-old thing, not fucking good. And especially that fucking link, the Imgur link, showing that she's linking his website. We met 2 years ago. You know, the 17 to 23-year-old and maybe the 15 to 21, not fucking good. That is fucking creepy and not good at all. They met when they were 15. I don't like that shit. That to me is fucking weird. And that to me is something worth looking into more. The rest of it, the rest of this entire situation, it just seems like, I don't know how to explain it. Guy gets famous. Everyone's mad at him. The polyamorous stuff, the situation being is that the girls will probably say, well, yeah, he pushed me into it. But the thing is that there's no conversation with David that I can see here. What he's become makes me sick. Same. Like, there's no conversation with David. He was massively hung up on her. Not a conversation with David. Back into the chats, girl complimented more screenshots. Not a conversation with David. Digital, you are blind to the situation involving the 17 to the 23-year-old time frame. If you're saying that, you have to be objective. How was I supposed to know I needed to film my assault? That's the thing. I'm not arguing that point against you. I'm just saying the evidence that has been presented here in this context, all these DMs between just the girls, there was no information. There's nothing to go on that situation in regards to the polyamorous aspect is viable. Like, that needs to be shown. Met when she was 15 and dating me. Okay, that's fucking weird. That's fucking weird. But, like, all of this other stuff is just a conversation between all the girls in the DMs. Like, I understand that you didn't think to you're not in the mindset to be like, I have to record everything or like screenshot everything, but like there's nothing about him talking to you guys about. It's not only for his GFs, he's jealous of any good thing that happens in someone's life. In what context? He was jealous of me loving my job and being passionate about it, saying stuff like, you'll end up burned out like I did, or whatever I got, blank, something great happened. I would tell him, and we'd play games. He would congratulate me and ignore me for weeks. What the fuck? Okay, so he's a shitty fucking boyfriend. Yes, I'd like to see the letter, if that's all right. I'm proud of them writing it. I worked with him too, so it was all kinds of fucked. That's how he gets girls to say. He pays them for one thing to another. Below the poverty line, of course. So if he's paying girls while he's dating them, that's important. Show something involving paid receipts. You know, blur out the personal information, but show paid receipts from Boyinaband paying the ex-girlfriends. The ex-girlfriends have to show that evidence. Yeah, that's exactly what I'm trying to say, Devil. Nothing's really proven here with beyond kind of like a doubt aspect other than the minor part. Like, that is fucked. That's not good. Yeah. I'm not really defending him either, but from an objective standpoint, it's not looking super favorable that this is like the evidence being used to show his misdeeds. A conversation between all the girls together, it's not a lot. It's not a lot to run on. It's not even a lot to like say definitively that Boyinaband was like an abusive motherfucker. I could say that he was definitely a shitty boyfriend. 100%. Like, just from the time frames that I'm looking at here, he could have just been a shitty boyfriend. I'm being objective in this. I have no connection to Boyinaband from a fan perspective, and I have no connection to the victims. So I'm looking at it in an objective light. And if that fucking hurts you, then that's it. Don't discredit the allegations either. The thing is, though, is that the allegations themselves, there are some valid allegations, like the minor thing, 100%. Then there's on top of the situation where he's a shit boyfriend. I could get behind those. But everything else, it just doesn't make sense. The diss tracks are kind of bullshit. And it just sounds salty as shit. Them running with well, you've said comments about groups. Okay. He never said anything racist. He made a song called Congratulations making fun of T-Series. And then the ex-girlfriend in that video states that PewDiePie is a member of the alt-right, which is complete misinformation and false. It's been false for years. Even when it happened, it was false. Like, I know we're looking at it from 2020 hindsight, but even then, he's not a member of the alt-right, never has been. That whole narrative was bullshit. Only idiots that read the Wall Street Journal believe that. Like, don't get me wrong, he could be a shitty boyfriend. He could be a shit boyfriend. That, I'm going to argue that. He could be a shit boyfriend. 100% a shit boyfriend. I can't even remotely comment on that. I could straight up say he's a shit boyfriend just based on what the information involving the DM leaks. Fine. The DMs between you guys talking about how shit he is, okay, he's a shit boyfriend. Him ghosting that other guy, shitty friend, cool. Like, those aspects we can all agree is kind of shitty, right? Like, we could say that's shitty, but is that cancelable? No. Not unless there's DM conversations between Boyinaband saying horrid shit. I want to believe all victims, but if you're going to be this heavy-handed about it, there needs to be something to back it up. The only thing that I'm seeing here that makes him a fucking creep and just completely worth not even, like, I'm not even defending the guy, not even worth defending in the slightest, is the age gap of the 15, where he met the girl at 15, became intimate with her, and then started dating her at 17. That right there is a fucking problem. That is something that can be latched onto and fucking ripped apart for hours. But him being a shitty boyfriend, cool. Shit boyfriend. He's a douchebag. Fine. Shit friend. Fine. The dating the minor thing is fucked. I'm not discrediting this entire situations, but the rest of this is not enough to go on some kind of canceling campaign. Sure, he's polyamorous. Sure, he's dating girls 10 years his own age. He's 35. They are 25. Potentially over the age of 18, outside of the instances that I am seeing that were proven to me in the Reddit threads of that one girl. I am not seeing anything else. And unless more information comes out about that, more information is put out there that shows that more girls under the legal consent age were preyed upon, that's still fucked. That's still weird. Unless there's more evidence, there's not a lot that people could do about that. Those diss track songs take away from the allegations. I kind of agree with that aspect. I kind of do. Her doing that diss track on Boyinaband, trying to make a point that it's a pattern of behavior showing that he doesn't give a shit, right? And that he's a bad boyfriend, he does this, making a song for a member of the alt-right, all this shit. That put all of those criticisms in like a clown area. And then his ex-friend or friend or whatever making his diss track talking about how, oh, Boyinaband blew up and he forgot about me. Okay, shitty friend, but it's not worth putting in a docket that's potentially trying to cancel the man. Especially the friend one. The girlfriend one would make a little bit more sense. Oh, that's enough proof? Hold on. Let me argue that point. That's enough proof. A DM conversation between all of you guys. That's the proof. I want to believe the victims. I believe the victim of the girl that was really underage when he met her. I believe that. I also believe a lot of the other things. Like he's a shitty boyfriend. All that stuff. But is that worth canceling him being a shitty boyfriend? Did he go out of his way to completely try to convince every one of his, like literally forcefully put these girls into polyamorous relationships. Now, I can't comment on that. There's no DM evidence between him and the other girls. I'm trying to be objective here. I want to listen to the victims. I'm not somebody that throws the victims away. It's not possible in any context. And I'm not defending terrible YouTubers. I call out terrible YouTubers all the fucking time. That is the point of this fucking channel. Regardless of size, I will shit on a 10 sub YouTuber if I fucking have to. I don't care. So everyone that says people just always jump to defend YouTubers, they are outed as terrible people. No, this is not a defense. I don't think she is. There is no defense here. I'm just saying that if there's going to be a docket trying to cancel somebody, there needs to be more concrete information. The girl, the actual one that I'm more fucking concerned about is this one. This concerns me a lot more than anything else that has been brought up. I will be honest with you. This here, I care more about. The fact that he met her at 15, dated her at 17. That to me, even though the age of consent in the UK is 16 or 17 or whatever, and we covered this last time on the Craig Beckett thing, I dislike this kind of situation where he meets her at 15 allegedly, became friends with her in the DMs, and then built her up to start dating her later on. I am not a fan of that. I'm not a fan of that in any context, in any way. So, that's it. That's it. I genuinely think Boyinaband, from what I'm seeing here, shit boyfriend, shit friend. Is that cancelable? No. Was he... I don't know anything about the sexual abuse aspects. None of that was shown. Then there's the aspects of the 15-year-old girl. That, to me, is still fucked. That, to me, is still fucked. I am totally 100% like, fuck Boyinaband for that. 100%. But if you're going to try and drop a doc on somebody, it needs to be way more comprehensive. I'm not defending Boyinaband. I still think he's shitty. Is this cancelable for the 15-year-old thing? I'm not for cancel culture. But if you're trying to go out there and spread the information and say he's actually a bad person and he does all these awful things to these girls, go for it. Go for it. Go for it. But at the same time, if you're going to try to bring evidence forward of somebody being a shitty person and doing horrible shit like SA and all these other things, that information needs to be released. It needs to be released and it needs to be corroborated. That is the only way for these kinds of allegations to actually gain more information and more people to listen outside of having to nitpick it. Because I wasn't planning on nitpicking this in any context. I was planning on looking through the evidence, going through what I could, looking at it objectively. But now this information here, thank you. He's definitely admitted to hitting Rachel. Where? Where is he admitted to hitting Rachel? I'm not defending him. I just want to know where the information is. Because those three girls completely mean nothing to him. That's why he left them. He traveled to see two of them all the time. Yeah, they don't mean anything. No one does. No one is ever good enough compared to his severe porn addiction. Having 3 girlfriends is kind of like, wow, low for him. That's the part I'm trying to genuinely understand here, guys. Like, really. Like, if that's the part I'm trying to understand here. I know I'm coming across as a dick to the people that put this docket together. I know. European age of consent laws are fucking outdated. They're outdated. Honestly, I don't like the age of consent laws in the UK. I don't like them at all. Because what we do is we add arbitrary American values to it, right? Like, as an American, I think that's weird. 16 is a weird fucking age for consent. Now, some states do have age of consent with certain conditions under the age of 18. I still find that shit weird. Regardless, I find it creepy if a grown-ass man marries a 17-year-old. You know what I mean? Or if you get permission from the parents, it's okay. I still think that's fucking weird. That is my issue here. Yes, let's go through the points again. Is him talking to a 15-year-old in his 20s, then dating them at 17, fucking reprehensibly weird and something that should not fly under the radar? It shouldn't. It shouldn't fly under the radar at all. That is weird as shit and not good. The diss tracks, were those valid in the situation? In regards to talking about the allegations against him, showing that he ghosts people and doesn't listen to people and all this shit. Yeah, Repzilla, please God help cover this shit, because this shit is out of control. Then there's the aspect of the girls going out, creating a group chat, and talking to each other, which is good. The victims should speak to each other. The alleged victims should speak to each other. They should. They should get their conversations going. I'm not discrediting that. But there needs to be more evidence in the sense of him saying those things. Some DMs, something along those lines needs to be stated. That needs to be done. So that is the most important thing. That needs to be handled. I'm not discrediting the victims here in any context. I'm just trying to get more information. There needs to be more information. Yeah, it's crazy how you end up questioning if he's really intentional, if he's really international, until he starts silencing people who speak up. Generally don't know what the point of him is. Like, it just seems like crazy. He's vindictive as fuck. Yeah, even with his friends, you know, he constantly plays the depression card, vanishes for months, and then comes back when he's bored and needs something. What about when his friends needed him? And sign of criticism will get you ghosted or even blocked. It's like being friends with a 6-year-old. Okay, shit, he's a dickhead. If that is the case, he's a dickhead. Some of those. All right, hold up. I gotta pull something up. What the fuck is this? All right, hold up. I gotta do something real quick. Give me a second. All right, there we go. I was getting yelled at. So this situation, in my takeaway on it, really, my actual takeaway, Boyinaband is a bad boyfriend from what these DMs are alleging. He's also somebody that tends to ghost people that he was on the come up with, like friends, girlfriends, everything along those lines. His two friends that made the diss tracks, kind of cringe, salty. The ex-girlfriend calling PewDiePie a member of the alt-right, fucking absolutely brain dead. The other friend kind of being upset that he's elevating to a new level in his life and leaving him behind. I understand why he's upset, but realistically, that's an annoyance. How about the emails? I swear there's a law showing contents in email to anyone other than those who were intended for. What? But basically, this situation starting... So, again, shitty boyfriend, allegedly, moves up to friends got upset and ex-girlfriends got upset that he ghosted them. Which, fair, they can be, but did they have to make diss tracks on it? No. Was her calling PewDiePie a member of the alt-right super fucking cringe? Absolutely. Was his friend valid? Was his friend valid for being upset with Boyinaband? For leaving him behind? Yeah, but did he have to make a diss track? No. Is the time frame of him meeting this girl allegedly at the age of 15 and started dating her at 17 fucking reprehensibly weird. Abso-fucking-lutely. That to me is not okay. Is a lot of the evidence in regard to his bandmates not knowing of his depression and him tweeting out the information. Then, on top of that, tweeting out the information saying, oh, well, my friends, my bandmates were really rude to me about my depression and my self-harm and everything. Was that something that he didn't need to tweet out and his friends came forward and apologized? Yes. Why is it still a public spectacle, Dave? You should have taken down the fucking tweets by now. That's fucking weird that you did that in the first place. And to be honest, it's kind of fucking petty to not take those down after public and private apologies. The situation involving the girls talking to each other. I'm very happy that you're talking to each other. I'm happy that you guys are getting all that information out. Like literally talking to each other. That is good. Just good. Is very good. I'm very happy about this. But you have to be more calculated if you guys are actually going to release information. That's the situation that we're facing here. The Boyinaband, the Reddit. I already went over the Reddit stuff, the tweet. What is this? Not similar though. She seems really into fashion. Yeah, he's talking about the girl. Does it say anything involving her age? Instant smoothie. Got a girlfriend. Has sampler break. 4 captures. December 9th, 2009. So basically, at the end of the day, this is where I'm going to leave off on the stream. I'm going to leave off on the stream here, guys. I appreciate everyone that came out, and I appreciate the people in here putting in the information and talking about it with the chat, and the chat being respectful, you know, going over everything. My final thoughts: Boyinaband, shitty boyfriend, pretty much. Shitty friend, pretty much. The diss tracks, cringe as shit. The two of them should not have been made in the first place, in my opinion. Then on top of that, there's the aspect of the 15-year-old girl that he met and ended up dating later on is one of the more important pieces of evidence that have been presented. It's fucked, it's disgusting, and it's something that needs to be talked about a little bit more if you actually want to have this information. I want to see where he admitted to assaulting partners. Yes, I want to see that too. There's a lot of things that still need to be brought out. They still need to bring out more information. Like, he needs to come out with a statement. We can't immediately call him a degenerate piece of shit until we hear his side of events. Because everyone, in cases like these, you want to listen to the victims, but you also want to be objective. I'm not doing this because Boyinaband is a larger creator. I don't give a fuck about sub counts. I don't give a fuck about numbers. I don't care if you're a 10 sub channel or a million sub channel. If you are a shitty person, you will be covered on this. This is, at the end of the day, what needs to be done. Boyinaband needs to make a statement. The girls need to make... The girls talking in the DMs and posting that as potential evidence, that is not enough. There needs to be DM evidence. There needs to be more information shown in regards to him with the abuse that you're alleging. There's the information in regards to, let's take a look here. I don't care about the porn addiction. Who gives a fuck? Like him pressuring the girls into polyamorous relationships when they were not comfortable with it. We need to see that. There needs to be receipts showing that he was paying some of these girls to keep them around and work with them and then make them feel like they have to stay with him. Like, that needs to be shown. Those are massive pieces of evidence that are not stated here. It's just in the Reddit thread. So I'm not discrediting the girls. I will say that again. This is not to discredit the girls. What needs to be done is more information needs to come out. More information needs to be put out there. Boyinaband needs to make a statement. The girls need to provide more proof based on the situation. That is a fact. And at the end of the day, there's a lot of things that still need to be brought up. That's me looking at it in the most objective light possible. Again, not to discredit the girls, not to call Boyinaband an absolute piece of shit. None of those things. All I know is the age gap is the fucking worst part of this. That is the worst part of this, is the age gap situation. My message is what I just said. More information needs to come out. They need to show DM proof. They need to show receipts based on the allegation that he paid some of the girls to stay with him, pushing them into polyamorous relationships to show that proof. That's the most important thing. The burden of proof needs to be a lot more tangible than 2 fucking diss tracks and a conversation between the girls themselves through DMs on Reddit, Instagram, doesn't matter where it came from. That information needs to be made public. That is the only way that this could have a cohesive ending. And Boyinaband needs to make a statement. He does. He needs to make a statement showing his end of the DM receipts and proof and everything so people can look at it in an objective light. I do not like running on and saying, oh, this guy is guilty because these people said it, without hearing the other side of that individual. I am not going out here and saying, well, David's a piece of fucking shit, and David did this, David did that. No, I'm not doing that. What I'm going over is the evidence presented. If there are police reports, that's also a good one, gamer. There's so much information that is missing. That is missing in this. That can make it way more comprehensive. That needs to be done. Point blank, period. I am not a fan of these kinds of allegations because later on, competing evidence might show a different narrative. At the current moment, the only evidence that I'm seeing that might be credible, 100% correct, like 98% credible, is the 15-year-old girl that he met and then started dating later on. That is the only thing I'm seeing here that is like, wow, that's really fucking bad. But again, that is all based on the conjecture and the situation that is presented on the Wayback Machine, the website. The Wayback Machine could be used as evidence. That is totally fine. I'd be a hypocrite to say if it wasn't. And him talking about having a girlfriend at the time and her saying, well, 2 years ago, I met this guy. He's got a website, the Boyinaband thing. She's 17 when she posted that. That's cohesive. That's something I can latch onto. The rest of the shit, I can't. Not at the current moment. There's not enough to do this. We need 2 sides of the story and more comprehensive information from the girls. If that makes me look like an asshole and that I'm being biased, then I don't know what the fuck else you want. Realistically, these are major allegations levied against Boyinaband. These are allegations against him. He needs to come out with a statement, and the girls need to show proof. They need to show more proof if these are 100% valid. That's the difference here. The diss tracks are not evidence. Not evidence. In any context. Jesus. Call me a dick, call me whatever, say I'm downplaying the girls. I don't fucking care. I'm not doing that. We're looking at it as objectively as possible. No, I'm doing this for the people that watch the VOD later. Fuck. I hate covering potential sexual assault allegations. The only reason I'm doing this is because of the channel name. It's the police of YouTube, cop of YouTube, anybody who have done shit that stay on a pedestal and pretend to be different. A little late, but Chris, I'd like to apologize for taking that Mr. Beast Christian meme out of context weeks ago. I was tired as shit the day after work. Dude, that's fine. Thank you for the $5. Exactly, John. What's up, 8030? How you doing? But I genuinely believe that more information needs to be put out. When it comes to sexual assault allegations, you cannot be if you're looking at it from the outside, you can't turn around and say 100% that person's guilty, because that is not right. You're not giving that other person a chance to talk. That's really it. 80-30, I hope you had a great fucking birthday. I hope you had a great fucking birthday. Great fucking birthday, dude. Potentially confused Cabal, but again, it's all allegations and conjecture. That piece of that two where she posted it, not good. Flamenco says allegations are evidence. Flamenco is dumb as fuck. Flamenco is dumb as fuck. Like, honestly, I'll literally show you how dumb this motherfucker is. Now we're getting into some other shit. we're getting into some other shit. Should I keep this going? Should I keep this going? I don't know. Should I? I don't know. That means I would have to change the thumbnail. Should we make fun of Flamenco? Nah. I don't know Flamenco that well. I don't have a real problem with him. I just think it's fun to make fun of him. That is somebody DMing me on stuff. What? Hold on. I'm getting a DM. All right. There we go. Do it, no balls. Flam is a pink bird. True. No balls. Which one? I don't know. I can't tell you who was DMing me. I can't tell you that. Flamenco, leave those kids alone. Accurate. Very accurate. Let me pull this up. All right, so we're done with the Boyinaband part. Should I keep this going? We could go over the Keffels thing. Do I have the time for the Keffels thing? No, I don't think I have time for the Keffels thing. I don't think I have time. No, that's gonna be a whole different stream. We're gonna do the Keffels thing later. Hold on, guys. I'll be right back for 1 second. Hey guys, sorry about that. Hold on, that is not for you guys. I'm gonna be ending the stream here today. I apologize, guys. Something just came up that I have to do. I genuinely appreciate all the people that came out today. I do want to end off again. I'm not discrediting the girls dealing with this situation. Boyinaband needs to come out with a statement. The girls need more comprehensive information shown. So please, that's all I'm asking from these people that are putting out these allegations. Genuinely appreciate all you guys coming out today. Make sure you like the stream, subscribe. Make sure you guys also check out the Keemstar show. I'm working as a producer over there at the current moment, and I will see you guys next time. Again, I hope that the girls get closure, and I hope Boyinaband comes forward and makes a statement. Thank you guys. I'll see you all on Fireball later. Fucking vote Chris and Xylee for Fireball, motherfuckers!